My name's Mark Wells and welcome back to this month's segment on FES Flower Essences. Now, today I'm going to talk about 5 remedies that are so important in my own practice. I wouldn't be without them. I've used them for well on over 30 years and they're just important, reliable remedies to be used in practice, and they come up a lot for people. And the first one I want to start off talking about is the YES formula. And the YES formula stands for the Yarrow Environmental Solution. It's made up of 5 remedies, 3 yarrows, golden yarrow, pink yarrow, white yarrow, plus echinacea and arnica. And from your herbal knowledge, you'll probably see, well, there's some good ones for the immune system. Yes, there is. But if you look at that in a flower essence form, it is for the immune system, but much greater. It works on a much more dynamic, energetic level. And it does help with natural immunity, but particularly against and protecting against any radiation in the atmosphere. And that's why I bring it into the 21st century, because we are inundated with different things around us. At home, we've got our routers, we've got our computer ware, we've got televisions in every room. When we go outside, you've got the mobile towers, you've got 5G now, all of those things. And I'm not going to get into too much of the controversial conversation about all of those things, but one thing is for sure, there is a lot more radiation being dispersed in our atmosphere. And the YES protects us against that. One of the things it also does on a personal level, as I said, it improves your own natural immunity. In my practice, I have a lot of people that are quite sensitive, and that'll display itself at a lot of different levels. But the YES will help those people in particular. It's, you know, we're sitting in front of computers, people getting weary there. Any situation where there's any sort of negativity in the environment or geopathic stress, YES is a great remedy to help protect and recover. On a personal level, I use it in my own practice. I use it myself because, particularly on the days when you've had a heavy client day, you come out of it, you feel drained, and YES is the remedy I go for, and it helps me recover. Also, when I'm looking at a day, when I have a big day ahead, or perhaps I have some particular clients that just because of our dynamic, I feel a bit drained after seeing them, I'll always take that YES formula. And it's sort of I call it my own personal bodyguard. And it has that sort of protection of dynamic boundaries. And pink yarrow is one of the remedies in it. And that gives it that sort of personal boundaries in terms of emotions and things like that. But of course, the remedy works far greater areas. Incidentally, the FES people put it together as a result of requests from Russian doctors after the Chernobyl disaster. They wanted to give it to families and kids that were still in the area, to give them some kind of protection against the radiation that was still in the area. And there was tremendous feedback at that particular time. So it comes from a very, very good altruistic origins, and it's just a wonderful remedy that I just think everyone needs it as part of their dispensary. Another remedy that I use a lot in practice is Scotch Broom. And Scotch Broom, even more valid in the last 12 months with COVID, etc. When people are getting a bit depressed and down about things and they need some help in that area, I'm not necessarily talking about pathological depression here, but people are, when they're going through a bit of a down phase, feeling a bit depressed. But there is one characteristic of Scotch Broom that's really indicates the use of it, and that's that it's not just them feeling down. Whenever they look at what's going on around them in the world, they become even more depressed. They watch the news, etc., etc., and it brings them down further. And that's often a characteristic. And Scotch Broom's one remedy I do give and prescribe, And I rarely need to do that again if, well, you know, when the client returns. It seems to have that effect. And of course, with both of the remedies I've just spoken about, that's going to have a dramatic impact on someone's physical health. So if you're helping them on that level, it will have a flow-on effect. The next remedy I just wouldn't be without, and again, it's another remedy that I often give when people first come to see me, and that's Dandelion. And Dandelion is for nervous tension, it's for stress, it's for trying too hard, it's just saying, let go. We hear that cliche in the media now, oh look, I only control what I can control and let the other things that are out of my control go. Well, that's fine. But a lot of us, and we'd love to be that way, but a lot of us don't. And I think Dandelion helps us to let go of those things that are out of our control and just focus on what we can and relax and trust more. I know a lot of myotherapists, massage therapists, and certainly in my clinic too, that use Dandelion as a great, just as part of the overall treatment to help the person just relax, be there, and let go. So Dandelion's a great remedy and often starts the ball rolling for people. They can just come down a bit, relax. And again, that's that tension in the system, which can aggravate a lot of physical problems, is released. Indian pink is another one. And India, when you think of being in India, there's so much going on around you. You know, you get consumed by and overtaken and lose your whole identity in all of it. So that's what's happening to the person that needs Indian pink. They're almost their environment is encroaching on them. There's so much going on. It might be someone at work who's trying to, you know, cope with many different things at the one time. What Indian pink does is help them remain calm in the midst of all this activity and chaotic activity around them. And particularly when they are juggling a lot of activities, Indian pink helps you to keep yourself grounded and not being sort of losing yourself in that, losing almost your identity. One little key thing that I've found in practice that it's useful for, it's particularly when we're inflamed. I say inflamed by our environment. You know, when we're pushed to the limits, things will irritate us and inflame us. And that's when Indian pink's also useful. And one of the things there I also find is often people will present with inflammatory issues in their body, often skin reactions, red skin reactions. Indian pink is a red remedy. But it does really help with settling down, calming the person, almost like a dynamic anti-inflammatory, natural anti-inflammatory. And again, you'll get this flow-on effect to the physical level. So the person's not, you know, the body's not going out and such as in sympathy for what that person's actually feeling. And then the final one I'd like to look at, that another great remedy that I use over and over again in practice is Zinnia. And if you look at Zinnia, it's a very playful looking flower, and that's what it is. It's about, you know, you're telling the clients, come on, you've got to chill, you've got to let go, you've got to have some fun in your life. It doesn't make people, you know, irresponsible and just, you know, muck around when there's serious things happening. But what it does is allow the person just to say, look, there's a bit of enjoyment in life, get your priorities right, let go and have some fun. And don't take everything so seriously. You know, get the balance right. And again, it's one of those remedies that you get, or that a person, when they're first presenting to you, when, you know, it's come to that point, okay, I'm going to go and see me as a naturopath or counsellor, and it's got to that point. You know, Zinnia is one, you know, it might be the first thing you give. Come on, you've got to relax and chill and trust we can get through this. So it has a real positive impact in that sense. And people do find that they're able to have the downtime, show a bit more spontaneity, and enjoy themselves, have a bit of fun in between, you know, the serious times and the serious work they need to attend to. So thank you very much for listening today. We'll see you next month.